Once upon a time, in a small village in Igbo land, there was a woman named Nneka. Nneka owned a beautiful salon in the middle of the village. Her salon was always busy, with women coming in to get their hair done. She was known as the best hairdresser in the whole village. Her customers loved her because she was kind and always made them feel special. Every day, women would sit in Nneka's salon, chatting and laughing as she styled their hair. The old women would tell stories of the past, while the younger women talked about the latest gossip. Nneka would listen quietly as she worked on their hair, brushing and combing it carefully. But if only they knew what she did with the leftover hair, they would be shocked. You see, Nneka was not just any hairdresser. She had a secret. After every haircut or weave, she would collect the leftover hair. Most people thought she just threw it away, but Nneka had a different plan. She would keep the hair and take it to a hidden place in the forest, far from the village. The forest was a magical place, filled with trees that were hundreds of years old. Nneka would go there at night, carrying bags full of the hair she had collected from her customers. The animals in the forest knew her well and would stay out of her way as she walked deeper into the woods. There, hidden from the world, Nneka would perform an ancient ritual passed down through her family. The ritual was very old, and it had been kept secret for many generations. Nneka was the only one left who knew how to perform it. The hair she collected was used to create powerful potions and spells. These potions could heal the sick, protect the village from danger, and even bring good fortune to those who needed it. One day, something strange happened. A new woman named Ada came to Nneka's salon. Ada was a beautiful woman with long, black hair that shimmered like the night sky. She was new to the village, and many people were curious about her. She sat down in Nneka's chair, and Nneka smiled at her warmly. "What can I do for you today?" Nneka asked. Ada told Nneka that she wanted a simple hairstyle, but Nneka noticed something strange about her. Ada's eyes were full of secrets, and she seemed to know more than she let on. Nneka couldn't help but wonder if Ada had discovered her secret. As Nneka worked on Ada's hair, she carefully collected the strands, just as she did with all her other customers. But when she looked up, she saw something that made her heart race. Ada was watching her closely, her eyes sharp and knowing. Later that night, after the salon had closed and Nneka had finished cleaning up, she packed up the leftover hair to take to the forest. But as she walked down the path toward the woods, she noticed something unusual. There was a figure standing at the edge of the forest, waiting for her. It was Ada. Ada smiled, but there was no warmth in her smile. "I know what you're doing with the hair," she said in a low voice. "You think no one notices, but I do." Nneka's heart skipped a beat. How could Ada have known? She had kept her secret so carefully for all these years. "What do you want from me?" Nneka asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Ada stepped closer. "I want to learn your magic," she said. "I want to have the power you have. I want to be able to control the village just like you do." Nneka's mind raced. She had always kept the secret of the ritual, never telling anyone about it. It was too powerful, too dangerous. If Ada knew the truth, she could use it for evil. "You don't understand," Nneka said. "This magic is not for the selfish. It's meant to protect, not to control." Ada laughed, her voice cold. "You think I care about protection? I want power, and I'll do whatever it takes to get it." Nneka knew that Ada was dangerous. She had to act quickly to protect the village and her secret. "If you want to learn my magic," Nneka said, "you must prove yourself. Meet me here tomorrow night, and I will show you." Ada's eyes sparkled with greed. "Tomorrow night," she said eagerly. "I'll be here." Nneka spent the entire day thinking about what to do. She knew she couldn't let Ada learn the secret of the hair rituals. The magic was too powerful for someone like Ada to control. Nneka came up with a plan to trick Ada. That night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Nneka went to the forest again, this time with a bag of fake hair. She had used some old, dry grass and hair from animals to make it look real. She hid the fake hair deep in the forest, away from the magic place where she usually performed the ritual. When Ada arrived, Nneka was already waiting. Ada looked at the bag and smiled. "I'm ready to learn." Nneka nodded, but instead of starting the ritual, she led Ada to a clearing in the woods where the fake hair was hidden. "This is the beginning of your training," Nneka said. "First, you must learn to respect the magic." Ada reached for the hair, but as soon as her fingers touched it, a strange sound. The ground beneath her feet shook, and she heard the trees whispering in a language she didn't understand. The magic was reacting to her greed and selfishness. Suddenly, the trees around them began to move, their branches stretching toward Ada. She screamed in fear and tried to run, but the trees closed in around her. Nneka stood back, watching as Ada struggled to free herself. "You should have listened," Nneka said softly. "The magic is not for those who seek power for themselves. It only responds to those with pure hearts." Finally, Ada fell to her knees, begging for help. "Please, Nneka, I was wrong. Help me." Nneka approached her, and with a wave of her hand, the trees released their grip. Ada fell to the ground, shaking with fear. Nneka helped her up, but her expression was serious. "You learned a hard lesson tonight," Nneka said. "The magic of the hair is not for you. It will never be used for selfish gain. Remember that." Ada nodded, tears in her eyes. "I understand now. I'm sorry." From that day on, Ada became a better person. She learned that true power came from helping others, not from controlling them. And Nneka continued her work in the salon, always using the magic to protect the village and help those in need. The villagers never knew what Nneka did with their leftover hair, but they trusted her completely. And as for Nneka, she kept her secret safe, knowing that the magic she held was too powerful to be used by anyone with a heart full of greed. And so, the village remained peaceful and safe, all because of the woman with the secret salon and the magic that lived deep in the forest. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel for more enchanting stories like this one. Goodbye.